Yo YouTube, what is going on? Jake here, back again with another episode, and the vacuum is just way too loud. We gotta go hop into the office. Alright guys, and we are back in the office. So today we have a very exciting video. Let me take a seat before I fall over from making myself dizzy. Too many takes of spinning around. But anyway, today let's get right down to it. We are rigging out the Blackmagic Pocket 4K Cinema camera, a beast of a name for a beast of a camera, but there's a few things that if we sort of add, tweak, and play and just kind of beef this camera up a little bit, it has even more to give than it does out of the box. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to walk you guys through all that I'm doing and sort of kind of figure out sort of the best way to walk you through sort of my handheld Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K handheld build. Let's do it. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of like behind the scenes stuff as of late. So if you guys were wondering sort of how I did that sequence, and again, just kind of having fun playing with camera stuff, had the G9 mounted on this tripod right here, which is what I'm vlogging on right now, had my sort of mic boom with my little Amron light to give that sort of top down sort of dramatic light going on from up there. Had the lamp in the background to sort of give that backfill light, and then kind of our fake little plant behind that, and then just all of our boxes there. But anyway, let's get to why we came here, and let's rig out this camera. Okay, so guys, when it comes to kind of rigging this thing out, I'm trying to figure out sort of the best way to do this. I want to show you guys all of the stuff that I purchased to rig out this camera, but then also talk through why I purchased that stuff and, you know, kind of the reasoning and all of that. So what I think is going to be best is to really highlight all of the pieces and parts. Of course, I will do all of my links down in the description below. They all will be affiliate links in case you guys were wondering. So if you want to buy any of this stuff and support me, I do get a little bit of kickback, but more than anything, it's just kind of giving you guys the information on what I think you need to rig out this camera. This isn't like a super mega rig. This is just going to be kind of a fun handheld, get mostly the main problem of the battery life solved with a few other extra little nice to haves, and we'll kind of talk about that. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to film me building this out and just focus on that, the sound effects, the screws, the tweaks, putting it all together, not talking while I do it. In post, I'll go in, label all the pieces and parts. Again, links will all be down in the description below. And then at the end of all of that, once you guys have seen it sort of built out and we kind of have fun with the cinematics of building it out, then at that point, let's talk about why I did what I did and sort of the decisions behind this Blackmagic handheld build. With that being said, let's build this, let's get this build done, and let's get to it. Okay guys, and we are done with the build, feeling a bit like a mad scientist. Had a lot of fun kind of piecing together that recording of doing the actual build itself. But as you guys can see, with this handheld build, we really do go from sort of that small, you know, just this section of camera to a big, beefy, you know, almost movie-looking camera. You got a big old V-mount battery, you've got the nice big SSD to record your awesome media onto, and you have the big monitor still open and available from the Blackmagic camera itself. Nice handle on top that makes it kind of look like it's got the red handle going on. But anyway, ultimately, this is build 1.0. Had a lot of fun with it. Gonna definitely, it's super late right now. It's like almost 11 o'clock and we got back from McCall this weekend visiting my sister. So not gonna shoot with it tonight, but we will definitely be starting to shoot with it this week. We've got some commercial work with the gimbal company to do. So we are definitely going to be using this. But anyway, just kind of wanted to do my build tonight and play around with it. There may be a couple of things that I tweak in the future, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see. I'm pretty pleased with how this is looking for sort of a first build, first attempt, and we'll just kind of go from there because, you know, there may be some things that out on the field I don't like about this build. One thing, guys, that is really important to me and will become apparent more and more as we use this is while this really weighs down the camera and turns it into a beast for handheld stuff. I mean, it's just, you can just tell that it's so much heavier. It's gonna really stabilize shots. I can kind of prop it up against my shoulder, hold that top handle. It's just gonna be like really heavy for handheld work, which you want. Because when you're doing handheld stuff, you want the camera to be as resistant to movement as possible, so you want it heavy. But if we're gonna be doing, you know, commercial work, cinema work, client work, you know, documentary work in the future, it is going to be nice to do like B-roll and that type of stuff with a gimbal. And I think the way that I have this set up, it should be relatively easy to extract the camera from this handheld setup and go over to the gimbal. But that'll be a later video, if not the next video. I'll just see you guys potentially in the next one, where we most likely will be doing the gimbal stuff with this camera. But all in all, first build of the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. Very pleased, super pumped, guys. This camera just is amazing, takes some amazing video, and I can't wait to continually use it and sort of keep beefing it out to really extract the fullest potential from it. That is all I have for you guys today. Just kind of wanted to go over the new build. Super pumped to use this camera. And again, really today our main goal was to solve my two big problems with this camera out of the box. The battery life sucks. I want to be able to strap a big old battery to it and just go shoot all day long with no concerns. And then my second big gotcha is, even though it's incredible that you can actually record RAW with this camera onto an SD card, which is just crazy. I mean, it's mind-blowing that you can actually record RAW video onto an SD card. The biggest I have is 64 gigs, so I decided to get the Samsung SSD, which can do 500 gigs. And then I don't even know if there's a record limit with the SSD, so I can just record as long as I want until basically I probably fill up the SSD. So that's going to be great for RAW stuff, and then also I can just take it off, unplug the USB-C, and just plug it straight into my Mac. So anyway, those were the two main things that, like, out of the box I felt like this camera could really be elevated with and suddenly just kind of turn it into an absolute workhorse. And then all the other stuff is just kind of fluff. Love the monitor, don't feel like I need an external monitor because the monitor on this camera is great. And just super pleased with all the dials and buttons. Loving my Micro Four Thirds lenses still, so haven't really felt the need to rig out any type of lens setup. Anything beyond this point will just be extra fluff, but otherwise I feel like this thing is rigged for handheld dock work and handheld client work, and we are good to go. All right, Jake, just shut up. That is all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Leave me that like, maybe consider subscribing. Of course, we're gonna have a lot more Blackmagic stuff in the future, as well as all of the original content that we have done in the past on this channel. Looking forward to it. See you guys in the next one, and don't forget, as always, that creativity comes from constraint. Catch you guys later. See ya.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night.